Okay, see Lindelof videos. How long will it take money to double if it's invested at 10% compounded quarterly? And it seems like this question doesn't have enough stuff to answer it, but it actually does. So let's take a look at this. What we know about this is we know that the amount that we have is equal to the principal, the starting amount that we have, plus 1 plus the rate over the number of compounding periods raised to the compounding periods times time in years. So we have to start with this formula. But from here, this actually gets easy, and people say, well, how much money did we start with if we're going to double it? It doesn't matter. So let me show you what I mean. If I put 30 equals 15, 1 plus, well, we might as well do this. 10% is 0.1. Compounding period says quarterly, so that's 4 of them, right? Raised to the compounding period is 4t, right? First thing we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by 15, and 15 divided by, 30 divided by 15 is 2. So if it was 300 and 150, as long as this amount is twice this amount. So what I use is 1 and 2. So, and if you can't see it, there's a 1 here, and if I divide 2 by 1, I get 2 back, right? So that gets us to here. So how long is it going to take to double? Remember that when we have the variable in the exponent, that sets up a situation where we should be using logarithmic functions, right? Anytime that the variable is in the exponent, start thinking logarithms. So I'm going to take a logarithm of both sides. I'm going to take ln, but it doesn't matter which one you use, and you can practice this yourself and see. But I decided to take ln. So if you remember the rules of logarithms, if you have a logarithm and you have an exponent, you can roll the exponent back. This is just a rule of exponents that I'm using. So I'm taking this and I'm rolling it back to here, right? Is right 4t, and then I'm going to put my ln 1 plus 0.1 over 4, right? And this 4t came back, and now now we have this as a coefficient value. So we have ln 2 on this side. Just brought that straight down, right? Now, if you think about it, what we're trying to get is t by itself, right? So we're trying to get this t value all by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by 4 ln of 1 plus 0.1 over 4. That looks like this. I'm just bringing my ln of 2 down, and this I'm dividing by this 4 right here, and I'm dividing by this junk right here. So ln 1 plus 0.1 over 4 equals t. Now we have this thing separated where it's just the variable. And I know that this is a mess right here, but the truth of this is that this left-hand side is an actual number. Now, I don't know what that actual number is. So what I'm going to do, obviously, is I'm going to go to the calculator. But your professor is going to want to see you demonstrate how you manipulated this math. So here's your explanation of how you demonstrated this math, right? So then I'm going to go to my CAS calculator, and I'm just going to put this in, right? So I'm going to go ask my calculator this question. What is ln of 2 divided by 4 times ln of 1 plus 0.1 over 4, right? Now, if you're asking me, well, Charlie, how come you didn't simplify this? Because I didn't have to. If you want to, you can, but I don't bother with any of that crap, to be honest with you, especially when I'm using a good calculator. And the answer is 7. So the answer here is t is about equal to 7 years. Now, I don't know what your professor wants, if he or she wants you to be more specific, but for me, this would be a good answer. T is approximately 7 years. That is to say, it will take 7 years to double your money at 10% compounded quarterly. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, of course, let me know. If you haven't already subscribed, please do.